Okay, so a few years ago we spent some time in Australia, and one Sunday, it was a Mother's Day, Eileen's uncle Danny brought us to a place called Tinderry in Canberra. He was planning on building a hut there, kind of a summer hut or a weekend hut, and we were quite taken by the place. It was breathtaking, and when I came home, I was kind of inspired to write this, and I'd like to read it for you. But before I do, I know that the COVID virus has hit everybody in one way or another. I mean, unemployment has gone through the roof. And I guess in my community, performers, actors, singers, dancers, all kinds of creatives, directors, producers have been hit. Theatres have had to close down, productions have stopped, film studios have been hit. And I guess I would like to dedicate this to them, to everybody, but especially to those in my community. Social media is another platform, and it is another way where we can just keep doing what we do, staying fresh, and finally honed, ready for the next big gig, whenever it comes in. The Hut. Being surrounded by the scent of eucalyptus and tea tree, under the wild blue Australian sky, leaves an indelible mark on the soul. Standing and gazing at this massive rock formation before me, hacked out and polished by millions of years of transient life, is enough to bring total peace and contentment to all who witness its slow, undulating evolution. You can feel the true spirit of this country in these mammoth spaces, and in every minute action from river to tree to rock. Wombat burrows every 20 feet, and pig hooves ground into the earth, turning the ever-changing track to mush. It's a constant reminder that we are just visitors here and must tread carefully. The bush, layered and edged with heather and bottlebrush growing like weeds, is stepped on and trucked over as if just another part of the undergrowth, which it is, dense with worldly riches taken for granted in its abundance. Around every twist of the dirt track, an army of roos could and probably will bound across the path. The river tries to cut its way through an ever-changing run as landslides and floods constantly challenge its determination to reach the mouth of the Molonglo River. The gravel riverbed, parched from a long, blistering, hot summer, bears as its fruit the perfect stone for skimming, but cries out to be soaked by the source of all life, just out of reach. The only faint sign of civilization here is the odd sheep shearing shed and accompanying hut, sparsely dotted throughout the landscape. Whole communities lived here once. What's left is reverting back to nature. One can walk for miles without ever meeting a soul, but we are watched from every crook and crevice by the local age-old inhabitants, waiting for the intrusion to pass, so as they too can get on with their daily lives, aware and accepting of the mass intrusion going on in the world around them. This is truly God's own country, harsh in its surrounding, but majestic in its projection of what is truly one of the few places left on earth where nature, stillness, silence, and peace still hold a rich and meaningful currency. Another hut will be built here in Tinderry, with respect and reverence to the land on which it stands. Peace and contemplation will consume the dweller, and his life will leave its valuable and poignant mark while he regales his story to the ancestors in dream time for years to come. And one day too, this hut will revert back to nature and become part of the invisible landscape. But life goes on.